Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. I really appreciate every one of you here. I'm going to make a quick update about Chloe and the challenge that we had, and also explain a few other things. Um, so, she, I've made sort of like a audio tape of what I would say in a video, and I read through with it. I read through it a few times, and I made like two videos now, and it feels like I shouldn't have done it that way, but I wanted the information to be there. And in the last videos, I just was skimming through, looking and looking through every little thing to see if I can find what I was looking for, the information that's relevant. But I read it so much, I think I can narrow it down to three or four things. And the first one is it's some advanced things. There's some advanced stuff that she said there. It's only going to be relevant to those that actually um, understand that kind of energy. You know what I mean? So there's that. And then there's so what she was explaining was that there's a higher your your higher self when it comes to your body can narrow down, make this physical body a lot more mm, autopilot, so to speak, right? It could make it so that you're not entirely um, cognizant of like your surrounding and awareness. And it's happened to me before. Sometimes, for example, I would just out of the blue one day just wake up one morning or throughout the day, I'll feel like I can have more of my higher soul come in than before, and then there's a higher sense of awareness of the maybe the status of the planetary ascension, or just where I should be leaning towards in like health. Right, she talks about detoxing is very important right now, and and that's kind of just the things that she's mentioning. And from time to time, you'll think, well, I'll detox. That's fine. Maybe I've done that for uh, I'll mix it into like my protein shake or something, right? Uh, it'll it'll feel like it's a good thing to do, and then one day you just won't feel like doing it anymore, right? That kind of stuff. And I said it in different ways. You'll feel like you're just like there's a down third dimensional self of you that just kind of takes over. And it's usually a lot of the energy of how it's shifting. And I talked about how energy shifts from one side to another. Okay. And quite honestly, just in the situation where you are right now, it's not good because you're not thinking straight. And there's a lot of things that are going on that are going to disrupt your pattern, and you're really trying to catch up with a lot of things. And it's not possible at this moment. So there's a lot of people talking because they can see what's ahead of them, right? So they're yapping away because they can see what's already going to happen either way, and it just becomes a snowball effect where things start to happen faster, right? It's just snowballing out of control where there's very little effort. There's lots of effort with little results on trying to hold this thing back because it's just going to, it's just going to explode and make a sound, and everybody around the world is going to hear that sound, right? So I think that explains a lot. And what you want to do is you want to try and keep your higher dimensional self. You want to try and keep yourself at a certain standard, right? And measure enough of the energy so that you know that you don't want to sway yourself too much when it comes to certain topics, right? Politics is one of the things that's popular. Even if you don't want to be involved in politics, you have to. I remember when I used to always have to do the Pledge of Allegiance every morning before going to school. At school, they raise the flag, and you say you pledge allegiance to the flag. And what are you pledging allegiance for? than your homeland, and that it's important. That's sort of the things that are being taken away that make this, you know, preciousness of a country to go down in the path it's not supposed to be going down. And then there's you're holding back, wanting to make sure that everything that you do is for the effort to make things better again. And it shifts your way of thinking. Then that every person that you see, you're wanting to know if that who are they? You know, how did they get here? Right? What are you doing here? Right? What's going on? Puts you in that place. And that's okay. It's fine because it allows, you know, you as an individual to see further than that, and maybe not go down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories or certain things that you believe in or certain things that you are attuned for, things you want to do, right? Things that you're just, for lack of a better word, programmed to do, accustomed, right? You've built a track for a habit that you just go back to, right? That you feel proud of doing, right? So she mentions this and the detoxing part and you going into your consciousness and just kind of wake. I felt days where I just felt like I woke up, like there was just this fog was lifted, and it felt so good because I'm like, I can see everything. And what I mean by seeing is you're aware, right? You're um, you're there when it comes to your understanding of things. So the next thing that she talked about was how you're just going to have more of your consciousness is going to grow, and then those times when you just feel like you're low and you're going down on 3D, that's going to expand even more. You won't lose what you've gained before, right? You only just gain more when you release yourself from that fog. Okay, and that's an important thing to keep in mind. So let's see what was the next thing here that she was talking about because I want to roll now. Um, let's see. Yeah, yeah, your full ability and consciousness and all your things, everything is going to be coming back to you. Um, let's see. Yeah, you know, the other thing that she talked about was the as an individual and as a group, as we start moving forward, we're going to consciously move in the direction that we want to ourselves instead of having the events around us determine the things that have been happening, right? And there are a lot of those things that have happened in the past and have happened today. So a lot of that stuff, it's just once we get there and we're all on the same level, let's say that we're there all right now, right after the channeling, um, that we can. She knows, she understands that we can do that for the betterment of humanity. Start moving the consciousness in the right direction of things and where things need to go, right? Where 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 we're going with the evolution of mankind, right? So that's important. That's an important thing. So she mentioned it as a kind of look for this to happen, right? Because you can manipulate your surroundings and you can consciously have that kind of, as we evolve, be able to know where you need to move into. What I'm avoiding here is saying that there is going to be a connection between the knowledge of the higher self and the energy, and then how we interact with our surroundings regarding that knowledge that we have. So there might be an inclination towards trying to heal the rainforest, right? Where everybody's just thinking, okay, you know what? We know what feels right. Hey, I've been thinking, what about doing this, right? Fixing the rainforest or something, or getting rid of the ozone layer, figuring out a way to make our planet better. And then that's just like the grassroots movement, the soil that is going to let your consciousness raise even higher. As an example of that would be, well, let's not eat meat to sustain ourselves. Maybe we can move away from that. That's one thing. That's one of the things that kind of sticks out. In 1976, there was a comet, Haley Bob, that came, and with it was a um, clear message that this was going to be a shift in the consciousness of this planet. And around the 50s and 60s, there's lots of books written out there by people that talk about this sort of new age stuff. And it's only became diluted and turned to less than what it was worth. Let's say it was marketed for people trying to sell stuff. And there's this downturn of the clear message of where this was going. And, that kind of just like not eating meat, and that was just the only one thing that stuck out for me that I remember. And there's lots of stories about this that I have because I'm gonna leave that for when things have calmed down a little bit and maybe talk about it later. But if you need to prove yourself that it works, so you have to try it, and the only way is to go ahead and try that. So now that the energy is coming in together and we're all moving in that direction, then we can maybe not eat animals. We can then, um, each and every one of us, put the pieces together of the things that you need. Because if we let this thing fall on us, then it's every man for themselves. You know, so um, that's something that it's important. So let's see what's the next thing. Definitely moving in the right direction when it comes to consciousness and when it comes to um, in unison, all being together. If you're Anunnaki, they do that. Pleiadians know, right? These beings that help us here on this planet are consciously aware that this planet then is asking for help and needs help, right? Okay. All right. So basically, the youth is graduating, and we know all about our graduates. And the thing about it is that they're going to start remembering a lot of the stuff that they should know about and the things that they do know about, and that's important because then there's going to be the new leadership roles of these new graduates. Is I'm just really excited. The leadership role of the new graduates that we're going to have. It's been downplayed, but now it's become more of a universal truth that just Chloe happened to mention it. And I'm just going to pause here for a second and say that the channeling was done, and sometimes the person that lets Chloe borrow their consciousness for a second doesn't necessarily know what the channeling was about. So this is just a hey, this is what we got out of what happened then at that time, right? And you can weave in and out of your consciousness, but you might not get the whole conversation, or Chloe might not be able to fully express herself if you don't kind of let yourself go in that way. So this is just a little, interjection of the theme here about what's going on and why I'm saying this, why I'm reiterating the channeling, right? All right. So yeah, definitely it's one thing I can say is that the reptilian says it'll be dangerous to take on this new helm overall for the graduates that we have, and that's just a truthful fear mongering of the situation that we're going to have in the near future. So it's quite accurate that that would happen, and then our graduates are going to start remembering these things as we go in the future of wherever that may be. Actually, this turned out to be the better video that I've. This turned out to be the better video because it's like the third video that I've done already, and the first two ones were just I need to get this out there. It's important, and this third one was the third one was the best one. So I'm actually happy that I could deliver something that I'm proud of. So I'm very picky about the things that I put out there, especially since this is something that will remain. So there's definitely been crappy ones. We know that, and we there's been the ones that I only celebrate the good things. I don't go around whimpering about the bad things and all the stuff that's going on. There's no point in wasting your energy in that kind of thing. But let me just say this: that I'm very excited. I'm happy to be putting the stuff out there that needs to be put out there. I feel like I'm just uh, answering my call in life. That I know that there's people that wander around in their life and that they're just not sure what is it that they need to do with themselves. Feels very monotone to just live life and then not participate in it or make it better for the generation that is coming after our generation, right? How we're um, putting a step forward, right? In the in the in just the I like to put it out there, right, for the future, right, for the future, for the future of humanity and things like that. And this is more like a snapshot of where we are and just how great it feels to put that together and get it to the audience that needs to hear it, because there's people that are just really just 3D, right? They're in it. That Then there's some that know there's a little extra. There's just a little more that I know that isn't quite, it's not put together right where I can understand it. And I've always asked the angelic realm, why are why do you just keep dumping souls in here? It's because it's a planet that needs to wake up, and they've put this um, together so that uh, those that are asleep, that are supposed to be doing something with themselves, actually wake up, and those that are doing what they're supposed to do feel that support from others, even if they're silent and they're quiet and they're not around and you can't see them anymore. Right? I remember I was working in a place. This guy walked in. He was tall, and I just can't explain it. But his energy was just, you feel like a hot molten piece of rock coming towards you. You feel the heat before it gets to you, and it just felt like this, like whoa. And just I went on autopilot, and I couldn't figure out. Then, like a few days later, I'm like, wow, that really happened. And I don't think I ever saw him again, but and I think he did come around, but it wasn't. It just didn't feel the same that second time or something. I don't know. It was just, it's very interesting that you're impacted by one person once and maybe not again. Um, which is, uh, I don't know. I mean, like maybe you've had an experience like that before, right? Or The opposite, when you know something really bad's gonna happen, and then you're thinking, oh no, there it is again. There's that feeling again. It's creeping up on me. I wonder what's it gonna be this time. You know, and am I gonna roll over 10 times on the highway, or are you gonna figure out that you know you only have 9 gallons of gas, and you put in 10 gallons of gas when you shouldn't have, and then you've got freaking gas all over the freaking on the right there, like little things like that. And I look out for that, and I pay attention to it. It allows you um, to gauge and tune and fine tune your you're fine tuning your natural intuitiveness for yourself. So that's a good way to start. Um, I as a kid, I always used to want to guess what time it was. Like I wouldn't look at the time, but I'd want to guess what time it was, and then you kind of get better at it as you go, and then maybe I can just, I don't know, uh, do bigger and better things, and I think that's what's important. So that was just me and you having a conversation, and the message is the message that I delivered for you, which I'm really excited about. So I'm going to upload this video, definitely this one, not the last three. And I hope you guys have a good rest of the evening, and thanks for watching.